Hey everyone, I wanted to go over the new and exciting news that we have for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, as Capcom decided to showcase pretty much a ton of new information for free title update number 2, which we now know is set to release on September 29th. This is something that I've been speaking about multiple times by now, leading up to the conversation where it could have been on the 28th, it could have been on the 29th, but that was pretty much all lined up based on the fact that the free event quests that we're getting weekly, we only had 6, and that was pretty much the perfect next event lineup for us to be able to have all of this new goodies be able to drop on that specific day. So they basically confirmed the introduction of 3 brand new monsters. As we basically knew, Flaming Espinas was going to be one of the pretty much flagship monsters for this specific free title update. And then they decided to tease us pretty much right at the beginning of the video with a Tigrex just walking around. So pretty much instantly, I presume a lot of people thought that this was Molten Tigrex, but of course it turned out to be Violet Mitsuzune, which is what they're actually choosing to call it. So this is now the Fire Mitsuzune that we now have coming into the game. This is basically a brand new monster, the way that they were treating it. Now, the fire effects that we actually got to see in both the trailer and the little bit of snippets of gameplay that we got to see afterwards, they were pretty much ripped out of Apex Mitsuzune's attacks. This is something that I spoke about at length leading up to this. Basically, they were just going to rework Apex Mitsuzune and basically make it look into a brand new monster, and that's essentially what they did. With that said though, it's still a blue monster, so it's more blue. I thought it would have ended up being more reddish and orange. They made it extremely blue. The flames are blue. I think fire, when it's like blue, is supposed to be hotter or something like that. So maybe that is what they're trying to imply. But ultimately, it is a fire element based monster. So with that said, you know, we pretty much got exactly what we were expecting. Now, I think the big surprise here is the fact that they only decided to reveal 3 monsters and not necessarily 4. We were expecting 4 altogether, but of course, that was not the case. With that said though, they decided to showcase Risen Chameleos. Now this is going to be a rare species Chameleos and ultimately a master rank 110 monster. This guy is going to be a menace to a lot of people because they're saying that this Elder Dragon overcame the affliction. Remember, those are the flying giggies from Malzeno and the Curios, if you will. And he's powered up with the Curios. So not only is he using their power, but he's not considered afflicted. So he's supposed to be kind of like his very own thing with their power added to him. So he's going to be a menace. Now, he still seems to be a poison monster as of right now. Doesn't necessarily seem like he has any sort of added elements or anything like that. We're going to have to wait and see what kind of debuffs he has. But of course, that is just, you know, for right now. Now, one of the things that we did get to see, of course, is the fact that they revealed that layered armored weapons are making a return to the franchise. And this is something that a lot of people, not only in my comments, but I know a lot of people in different places have been asking for. They wanted to see layered armor weapons to return, and this is something that finally we get to see. Now, they do specifically mention that most weapons are going to see a return in this format. They're not necessarily saying all of them. So we're going to have to wait and see just which ones are being left out. But all in all, version 12.0 update, which is going to be releasing on September 29th, is going to be giving us finally that layered weapon option that people have been asking for. I do also want to quickly mention that Violet Mitsuzune and Flaming Espinas will be unlockable at Master Rank 10. So these monsters are going to be pretty easy for everyone to be able to get to. But of course, the brand new Chameleos, Risen Chameleos, is going to be one of those that you're going to have to grind a little bit to get to. And this is something that I spoke about when I was speaking about the introduction of 6-star Afflicted quests, which we now have the direct confirmation that yes, indeed, these are going to be some brand new tier of monsters going to be appearing. Now, one of the things that we don't have confirmation on, and they didn't mention, so presumably they're not going to be included, is Elder Afflicted monsters, Elder Dragons, Teostra, Kushala Daora, and Basic Chameleos. They are not part of this specific 6-star tier. We are expecting something else to be added there, but right now we don't. What we do know will be part of them is Gore Magala, Espinas, Basilgeese, Pyragnicadaki, and Rajang. So I pretty much exactly like the list that I posted before, I had it right. With the one understanding that I spoke about Seething Basilgeese and Furious Rajang being part of a 6-star Afflicted quest, Anomaly quest, but it turns out it's just basic Basilgeese and basic Rajang. So those are the ones that we're going to get. So for everyone who was hitting me up in the comments and telling me, hey, Bazelgeuse and Rajang, don't forget about them. They need to be part of the Afflicted. They will be. These turns out that they're going to be part of 6-star Afflicted, so most likely Seething Bazelgeuse and Furious Rajang will be part of 7-star Afflicted quest for free title update number 3. This is something that we know because of it's been looked into the game file. So this is not like speculation or theory crafting or anything like that. It's literally what we know. What we didn't know is that the level cap will be raised to about 120 is what they said. I mentioned originally my thought maybe was around 130 to 140, because we know that for tier 3, the cap is going to be somewhere around 181. So unless that data has actually changed, and this is something that we're actually going to get to see in the game file as this brand new title update drops, we are going to be able to see whether that cap is still 181 or it's going to be lowered a little bit. So we now know that at the very least, Risen Chameleos is level 110. These 6-star monsters are going to be capped at 120, but we don't know what level they're unlocked. So they could be unlocked at 100, maybe 110, somewhere along the lines. Regardless, they're going to make you grind a little bit. Cap is level 100 right now, so you're going to have to grind a little bit to be able to get to that 120 level cap. But most likely you're going to have more than enough time from now to what we expect there to be November, when the next free title update is expected to drop. And that is actually something that we got to see in the modified new roadmap. We now get to see and direct confirmation that late November. So this would be most likely week 3 to week 4 in November. We have variance monsters and no longer says special species and powered up monsters. So powered up monsters we now know means some type of elder dragon being boosted by the curio, but it's not an afflicted monster. So we're just going to have to wait and see what they give us. A lot of people are expecting chaotic Gore Magala. A lot of people are expecting some type of Malzeno or Magnamalo such species as well. Maybe not Magnamalo because we already have one, but maybe a Malzeno such species is something that we can easily expect there. Again, we don't have any data on that, but we're expecting that for sure. So Violet Mitsuzune, Flaming Espinas, Risen Chameleos, that is what we have right now for September 29th. They also talked about paid DLC and stuff like that, but I don't necessarily really want to get into that. They, ultimately paid DLC, it is what it is. They did confirm that more event quests will be dropping. So of course, that Clockwork armor that I spoke about, I made a video about it last night. Of course, that is going to be part of an event quest as well. They showed up a couple of other ones as well. Nothing necessarily too of note because everything was just kind of like flashing on the screen real fast. So whether which ones are paid, which ones are event quest related, we don't necessarily know because all the information was just kind of like segmented all together. But we're just going to have to wait and see on more details as they flesh out. But that's about all the information that I have for you guys. Once again, 3 brand new monsters, layered weapons, brand new tiers for investigation quest, and a whole heck of a lot more challenges in the roadmap in the future. If you're brand new to my channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up. And as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya.